Hello and welcome to another episode on Ash Talks Boxing. I'm Ash and this is my little boxing puppy, Cal Zaggy, but we'd actually call him Cali for short, don't we boy? And let's put him down. Today we're going to discuss the Jai Opetaia fight. He's become the first Zuffa Boxing champion in their organisation on the fourth event that they've done in professional boxing. Now let's discuss the undercard first. I actually thought the undercard was pretty good. There were some good fights on there. I thought there were early fight that was on YouTube. I do forget what the names were on the undercard on the YouTube fight, but there was a knockout early on that one. And then there was a fight with a Mexican called Palmer against Rubio, if my memory serves me right, and it was a fantastic fight. Palmer knocked Rubio down twice in round 3 or round 4, I believe it was. Rubio came back and ended up winning on the scorecards, which is an incredible performance from him. Then there was the all-Mexican fight between Salas and Saracho. Very, very good fight from that Salas. Very dominant throughout. It was peppering him left, right and centre. Typical sort of Mexican standoff, really, where they were both going to take a back step, and Salas just absolutely obliterated him, in my opinion. And then the referees had to step in to save himself and save him for another day. But Salas is a pretty good fighter. I'm going to keep my eye on him for the future. Let's discuss the actual event before we go on to Jai Opetaia's performance. The events are so they're half empty. The only bit of atmosphere was when Jai Opetaia was in there and all the Australians and the Samoans were making some noise in there and screaming. But apart from that, there was nothing. It was stale. It was like a little charity event for millionaires or to just sit round, just a bit like they are in Saudi. At least with Saudi, they've got more pyrotechnics when they're coming out, and there's a bit more pizzazz when the fighters are actually coming to the ring. This is just, it's just poor, isn't it? A world title fight in a little apex arena. It's poor. You need to up the events because this is stale. It's stagnant. It's poor. And it's really, really not good viewing. I imagine being sat there was absolutely awful as well. It just looks so corporate and forced. And if these don't pick up, the events don't pick up, then nobody's going to watch these events. They need some sort of entertainment in there. They need pyrotechnics. They need the music. They need the great walkouts. Because I'm spoiled. I've watched British fights in Britain, in stadiums and amazing arenas. And we're known for making the best atmosphere in all of our arenas and all of our stadiums. We are the best fight fans in the entire world. It wasn't for the professional camera and the professional commentary. It looks like a show that I put on over in England when we do the unlicensed event. Shout out WF Promotions. We put on some amazing shows.
And moving on to
Our events are actually better than the Zuffa Boxing events, but we just don't have world champion boxers on there. I didn't realise they were copying the exact model of the UFC and bringing it over to boxing. Zuffa's just getting rammed down your face. They've got to wear the Zuffa hats, the Zuffa shirts. They've got to have Zuffa on their shorts. It's Zuffa, 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 Zuffa. And even their names when they're on the screen, it had Jai Opetaia as C champion, and then it had Brandon Glanton as number 10 ranked. So that's exactly what they do in the UFC. And it looks like they're not going to recognise any other belt. And it sounds like the IBF have taken the sanctioning money. Dana White and Turkey paid the sanctioning money to the IBF, and then the IBF have pulled it at the last minute. Now, I don't know if he's been stripped yet, but it looks like he will be. He's been stripped once before. He's going to get stripped again. So the IBF, even though he had it over his shoulder at the end of the fight, he's still not the IBF champion. I believe he will be stripped of that very, very soon. But let's talk about the fight. I actually thought Jai Opetaia would knock him out, but he didn't. I think if he had a sledgehammer and smashed it over Glanton's head, I don't actually think he's going to get knocked out. So Brandon Glanton has got a chin, he's got heart, and he just doesn't stop moving forward. He's a fantastic chin, but he hasn't got anything that goes with it. He just comes forward with no real jabs, nothing at all. And Jai Opetaia was just throwing single shots for the first 3 rounds. And then the 4th round, it started lighting up a little bit. Jai Opetaia went on the inside, in the pocket, and his coach did not like that at all. For the full fight, Jai Opetaia wanted to stay in the pocket and just trade, and he did. And that's why there were a load of low blows in there. And let's talk about the referee just before we move on. The referee, God, he was pedantic. He took a point off Glanton early on for clinching and holding. But they weren't holding, they were actually working inside. They were both working on the inside. And the referee gives him a point off. And then Glanton did actually give a low blow to Opetaia, and then he obviously got another point off. And then he also gave a point off to Opetaia later on for clinching as well. Or was that a low blow? I don't actually know what he was giving points off for. This referee was poor. Extremely, extremely poor. But the first 3 rounds, like I say, Jai Opetaia was just going through the motions. He was just on the back foot, just working off the jab, a couple of shots here and there, and Brandon Glanton just keeps moving forward. Didn't throw a jab all fight, I don't think, but he did actually catch him a couple of times. From the 4th round onwards, it was just plain sailing for Jai Opetaia. It was so plain sailing. He could hit him at will. It was just peppering him left, right and centre, on the inside, on the outside, in the pocket, out of the pocket. He could have done what he wanted. But I don't think, even if they were continuing fighting right now and did 50 rounds, I just don't think Brandon Glanton would ever get knocked out. He's got a chin of steel. But Jai Opetaia did what he needed to do. Where does he go from here? He fights Zurdo Ramirez or David Benavidez. I think he beats both of them. And I think he beats them both comfortably. But after the fight, he did say, and he kept banging on about undisputed. And it doesn't look like that's possible. I think he's wrote his own death letter there by going over to Zuffa Boxing, because I don't think WBC, WBO, IBF definitely not, or WBA are going to play ball with Zuffa right now. So I think the dream of undisputed is nothing but a pipe dream at the moment, because that's not going to happen. He's going to get stripped to the IBF, and then he's just the Ring Magazine and the Zuffa champion. Not just, but the Ring Magazine is a massive belt. Zuffa means nothing right now, but he is the first inaugural Zuffa champion. That will mean something in years to come. Right now, it actually means nothing. For most of this fight, they could have fought in a telephone box. They really could. But Jai Opetaia's coach was not happy. His dad was not happy with what he was doing. He was constantly telling him to get out of the pocket and work off his jab and work in and work his combinations. But Jai just wanted a little scrap. And he felt comfortable in there. He did say that after the fight, and he looked comfortable as well. Brandon Glanton was not offering much. Yeah, he caught him maybe 3 or 4 times, but he just walked straight through it, did Opetaia. And I thought he performed extremely well. But when you come up against somebody like that who's just going to be constantly in your face, you've got to fight fire with fire, and he did exceptionally well on fighting him on the inside and the outside. I thought it was a great performance. He was supposed to win. He did win. He's done his job. What's next? The David Benavidez fight or the Zurdo Ramirez, whoever wins that fight will be fighting Jai Opetaia. But for what belts? What belts are they going to be fighting for? Because we know the IBF pulled out right at the last minute for reasons unknown. Dana White just said that they just pulled out at the last minute. Apparently they paid the sanctioning fee, which I think was $60,000. I don't think that they paid for the IBF to turn up to the fight. I don't think that they've offered to pay for the first class plane ticket that they've got to pay for. They've got to put them up in a suite in Las Vegas. They've got to pay for all of their, they've got to pay for judges and referees from the IBF to turn up. I don't think they did that. And if you looked at ringside, there were referees in black and white looking like they worked at fucking Foot Locker. But on Brandon Glanton, I've watched him before against Chris Billum-Smith, and he did the exact same thing. He reserves a type, and he can't do anything other than just keep coming forward. And fighters like that need to be protected from themselves, and I thought there were absolutely no need for it to continue. 9, 10, 11, 12, I don't think it needed to go that far. I think the coaches should have pulled him out. He was never going to win. He was getting 2 points deducted as well. What were the point? What were the point in him being in there? Save him for another day. He could get another few paydays, because he's hard. He will not be put away, and he's going to be a good test for anybody at cruising. If he decides to go up to heavyweight, he'll be good at up there as well, but it could be because he's got a chin. But you've got to save fighters from themselves, and the coaches there should have pulled him out at one point, because he was just getting peppered for absolutely no reason. Did you see the hematoma on his head? He had this big old hematoma in the middle of his head, where Jai Opetaia was going down the pipe with his left hand. That's all it was. Left hand straight down the pipe. It was there every single time Jai threw a left hand, his head was there. It's so easy to fight against someone when they just come forward, don't really throw much, and you can just pepper and move away. And Jai wanted to fight. Jai wanted to scrap, because that's who he is, but he's also a good boxer, and they were just peppering him non-stop. Let me know what you thought of the fight. Where does Jai go? Where does Jai Opetaia go from here? Where does Zuffa go from here? Where does the IBF go from here? Does he get stripped? Does he not? And what did you think to the actual show itself? Was it good viewing? Because I didn't think it was. I thought it looked really poor. Yeah, and I know it was just in the little Apex arena or whatever, but it looked like that as well. It looked like there were about 10 people there. It looked stale. It was quiet. It was really poor in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. We're brand new to YouTube, we're here to stay. I'm going to be taking you on a bit of a journey myself. I'm going to be talking about up and coming fights, reacting to news, but I'm also opening up my own boxing club here in Australia. I'm going to be taking you through the process over the next few years, and it's really exciting, and I cannot wait to show everybody and take you on this journey with me. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.